Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And I'm in front of the glass house yet again. But here we go. United States of America leads off the pack, and then alphabetically Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil. Got a nice beautiful day here. Canada, the Czech Republic, China. We're having issues with China lately. Colombia. Oh, that's the Czech Republic. Oh, I messed up. Denmark, Finland, France. Excusez-moi, I did mess up there. I'll have to... Okay, France again. Germany. Hungary, India, Ireland, Italy. Wait a second, did I say that? Malaysia and Mexico. All right. So that's 21 on one side. This is the main entrance, and lo and behold, there's somebody walking up to the world headquarters here. So they open this place back up. At least for visitors. There were a few cars in the parking lot too, so maybe things are getting back to some sense of normalcy. All right, Morocco, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Philippines, back to the good old glory, Ford, and then Quality's Job 1, I think. Poland, Portugal, Romania. Here, Ukraine. This is a nice touch for Ukraine. It takes the place of Russia, which is great. They've been acting up. Putin versus everyone. Saudi Arabia, South Africa, which is like a diversity country there. South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland. It's like the Red Cross inverted kind of thing. Taiwan. What was that one? Turkey, I missed one there. United Kingdom and United Arab Emirates. These two need to be switched around. It's going to take like a third grader in elementary school or something. And then Vietnam was the last one. So I missed it a little bit. But yeah, I'll take a third grader to tell Ford Motor Company that those are not in alphabetical order. And maybe they'll change things. Granted, it's a trivial thing for sure. I realize that. But you have to pay attention to detail. And Ford's kind of dropped the ball on that lately. They have plenty of quality issues. And so there's some work that needs to be done. But they got to get their head out of the sand, basically. And maybe we can rattle a few cages here in Dearborn. I don't know if anyone that watches my show actually works at Ford Motor, but they've got some work to do. My dad worked there for 41 years. I don't remember them having so many issues. Anyways, look here. Now I'm going to go into the urban planning mode here. This is typically you would say great white elephant, but this would be a bronze elephant. But this has been vacant for way too long. It's in the shadows of the world headquarters off yonder. But this is in the Fairlane Town Center complex, Midtown of Dearborn. And they got some tents set up there. I'll head over there in a little bit for the Ramadan Sukur Festival. All right. We're going to take a closer look at the I say Hyatt Regency, but its last incarnation was the Edward. Kind of looks like a Spartan symbol there, or emblem. All right. No trespassing, it says. So they got the signs up in the front here. And then this one, when you get a red sticky thing, that means you're in trouble. You got issues. Here it says condemned. 600 Town Center Drive. This property is dangerous and unsafe. And let's check out the date on this. This was way back December 14th of 2018. So it's been a while. So urban planning sometimes moves very slowly. and so forth. But this has to be on the city of Dearborn's radar, and it is. I think the mayor, Abdullah Hamoud in Dearborn, a young whippersnapper, I think that's the salt and pepper shakers. But he's working on it. He's aware of it, but we need to push it along and see where we're headed. God, there used to be all these Ford F-150s parked in these lots, so they must have gotten those chips from Taiwan. And they're back in. Here, Edward, they still have one of these passenger vans. I'm walking around out back here. There used to be a security guard back here, but now it's just the geese that have inhabited the place. Here I'm up on a bluff, and it's an attractive building. I like the little steps here in the back or the front side if you want to look at it from that perspective from Michigan Avenue. But that's Michigan Avenue off yonder. And, hotel and convention center. I don't know, maybe it can get repurposed as senior housing or 55-plus housing. They said hotels are maybe overbuilt in the area. I don't know. I don't necessarily think hotels are overbuilt, but this is quite a large hotel. It might be take an awful lot to get that occupancy up there where it's doable. But, senior housing, maybe young whippersnappers could do something. It can be reimagined. Here, look at these parking blocks. Those things were huge. You could back up a tank into one of those things. All right, right next door they got this place, Fairlane Town Center Apartments. That seems like it's doing well. All right, now we're going to take a look at this. I found out about this by watching the local news. They were setting up these tents. Here's the cell phone map. So we're in the Midtown area, the northwest corner of Michigan Avenue and Southfield Freeway. There's a couple people working on these tents. Guess they've had it for a few years, and I've never checked it out. So it runs for 3 or 4 weekends. So you can get tickets online, $5. You probably can buy them at the door too. It's right next to this PF Chang's. They got a nice horse. They had a nice piece of artwork on this side of the building too. Not far from Macy's and J.C. Penney. And you can get here by bus if need be. They have public transportation, so this is the bus stop area. Several buses queued up here. It's great if you want to get here by bus, but if you want to walk or take a bicycle, it's a little more challenging. I'll show that a little bit later in this program. Here, what do they call this? The Henry? This hotel is doing good. This is upscale, so it's a little, I don't know, maybe 4-star type thing, but you're going to pay a little bit more. It's not like one of those budget motels, but it's very nice, and they have nice artwork in the lobby from Park West Galleries. Here's a new development. It's not going to be that pale blue color. They're working on this right now, but that's, I think that is a hotel. A&W, they're colorful with their thing, and then the Powerhouse Gym. And then I noticed this a few months back. This AMC Theater, this surprised the crap out of me. They're closed. I think they had 20 theaters maybe, but is that Marilyn Monroe? It's some actress there. But yeah, the whole theater, kit and caboodle, closed. Everybody's got their entertainment center at home. And, man, I went to a movie lately. I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't recommend it. I don't know why it won all those Oscars. It was crazy. But the movie ticket, we saw a matinee. It was like $5 or $6 for the movie. I think $6. But the popcorn, no, I'm afraid what the popcorn was. The small drink was $7. $7 for a small drink. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, I wanted to check out. This is the entrance to Fairlane. No bike path, no walkway, sidewalk, or anything. This they're building up now. This will be nice. I have no idea what the prices will be. I should maybe check into it, but that's a nice little development. And this whole Fairlane, I think the mayor Abdullah Hammoud is on it. He wants to redevelop Fairlane. It's certainly underutilized. Back in the day, maybe it needed all this parking, but not no more. Next door to this banquet facility is a TGIF's. That closed. My evil twin's wondering what the... Yeah, this place here. This is totally closed. That was a Fridays or TGIF thing. Whatever official name is. But here, the banquet hall. This would be great here for weddings and so forth. I guess whatever function at the junction you might have. But a nice railing here. A lot of people could queue up, have their drink, and just check out the parking lot with all these orange barrels. Man, there are a ton of orange barrels. But this was a good day to look up. We had a nice blue sky, and this is like an albino plane. That is, I don't know what airline that is. That is like white as white can be. I'm not white myself. I'm off-white, if anyone just is curious. But anyways, I was in the area. I said, you know what? I'm going to check out the, what's the official name? The estates here, the home of Eleanor and Henry Ford. So, yeah, just north of Michigan Avenue, just west of Fairlane. Right here, I'm going to take a peek. And just near the U of M Dearborn campus and Henry Ford. But I want to check out where the... I'm going to check out the Rouge River, and everything kind of combines in the city of Dearborn. The upper, here, home of Clara and Henry Ford. Not Eleanor, I think I might have said. Clara and Henry Ford. We hope you enjoy your visit. And they have it in Arabic also. So if that's, it could help out. If so forth. Usually you see like Spanish. But in Dearborn, we have a big Arab population, so that's good. I like the smokestack. Here we'll get Restoring Fairlane. So they had a whole board here to tell you what's going on. I was not aware of this. The last time I probably was out here was when we ran cross country. Arnold Skip Domke, some people might know that name from, he was coach at Etzel Ford High School, the greatest high school in the whole world. But no, he was a good coach, and he would take us and we'd run out here. Sometimes we would have meets out here too, like invitationals. But out yonder is the Middle Rouge, and so I'm just taking a look at the grounds, and it's a great place. I mean, it's free at this point. I don't know if it costs money to see inside the homes when they're through with the restoration. Here was just a beautiful ornate gate here, and it opens up into the garden, but don't pick any flowers. I'll see a few flowers that are getting ready to pop out here because spring has sprung officially on the calendar. So, but yeah, here's the Middle Rouge, and in 2021 we had some flood action through here. And the Lower Rouge connects a little bit further down, but I'll get to that later. I'm going to go on a little nature tour. They have, it's not like a waterfall. They had a little damming action. It would provide electrical power to the houses and so forth. That Henry Ford was a pretty sharp guy. But yeah, things are locked up. I wanted to get a closer look, and I'll have to put that on the back burner that I'll be back. But yeah, no, and I wondered if you were thoughtful design. I'm trying to got too many things to talk about, but yeah, that was the designer of the place. No, if you were going to take a canoe down here, and I think canoeing and all that stuff and kayaking would be great, but you'd have to portage around this point here. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, we have a little waterfall in Dearborn. And my evil twin, with some trepidation, is going to go across the bridge. So I'm down by the river. They used to have boats in through here, and Henry Ford and whatnot, and family would boat up and down the river. Okay, it's an environmental study area, so certain things are prohibited. No jogging. God, I never thought that was such a big to do, but I guess it scares the wildlife, particularly probably those birds down yonder. But yeah, we used to run through here. Oh, here's those flowers. Those, these aren't purple. These are bluish. There's a name. I'm going to show my neighbors has a flower, but it's purple. I'm not sure if it's the same family. Anyways, it looks like they were drawing some maple syrup there. That's probably U of M Dearborn doing their thing. They got a outdoor platform set up here. It's like a big gazebo, but I like the woodwork here and the pattern. This is well done. But yeah, everything kind of reminds me a little bit of Cranbrook, how things are laid out and gardens flow into one to the next. And down yonder is a park bench. So if you do a lot of walking and so forth, you can always stop and take a break. But yeah, it was a little chilly this morning, but with the sun being out, it was great. And the wildlife taking a dunk there. Here, Christine, this is a nice way to have a legacy kind of thing. Pay for a park bench and then let people sit and use it. So if you want to do something or leave something in your, after you pass, and do something nice for the people you leave behind, you can, that's something you can consider. Here's a lake, and I don't know if it's got a name or not, but I decided, hey, I didn't have any intentions of running through all this, but I wanted to be one with nature, and so I went exploring. Here's a tree stump, but it's the way it's decaying. It was kind of interesting. This was another one. Just looking at the cubism and the blockage kind of with the thing was kind of interesting. And then they have these trails marked off with logs to keep you in your lane. But here's that a lake and some more birdies. And you can go either way. Oh, look at that. Through the branches. I don't know if you can see him. A big turtle. I don't know if that's box turtle. But yeah. I wanted to see this thing move, so I got a branch and kind of threw it in the area. Thought he might scamper, or she might scamper, but it was a sunny day, and I think it was just content to sit there and catch some sun action. All right, the Boy Scout or whatever troop did these nice bridges because it was a little wet, a little muddy, and so it was nice to have those bridges across. Here's another one of those, and look they used recycled products. This one, Ken Nietering. Geez, you don't have to pass away before you donate something like that. You can do it while you're still alive. I don't know if he was on a nature hunt. There were a few people walking out and about and stuff, but everybody was a little nervous. I'm friendly with people, want to say hi, what's up, but yeah, out in the nature, people kind of kept to themselves, and I guess in this day and age, you can only be too nervous about everything. All right, the Rouge River, ours to protect. They were working on a building over there, Henry Ford, I think, Community College. I'm going to make a big loop around, but I'm going to cross the Rouge River here. The trail is paved in this section, which is nice, so I would imagine you could jog or take your bike if you wanted to here. But yeah, I was just on a mission. I was just figured I'd do a little swing around in the hood. And then I just got to walking, and I just kept walking. And it was they say walking in nature, though, is good. Good for you mentally and physically, too. Okay, we're all proud to be American, if you can see that all through the branches and stuff. But I walked all the way up to Ford Road, and I looked at another map. Once you cross Ford Road, you're in a whole different city. It's Dearborn Heights. That's my humble abode. So, but Dearborn and Dearborn Heights are kind of joined at the hip. They're kind of brother and sister kind of thing. This, not an albino plane. I'm thinking this is a Delta plane, if my English is correct. But yeah, they're the main carrier at Metro. Here, Wayne County Parks. Warren C. Evans is our county executive, and this is where Edward Hines Drive starts, right at Ford Road, just north of Ford Road. So that's the exit ramp. You do a loop-de-loop and end up on Michigan. But I want to check where the upper and middle branch of the Rouge River kind of connect. The idea is like, hey, if we had canoeing or kayak, well, it ain't going to happen here with this tree action. So there needs to be some cleaning of some of the debris in the river, obviously. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of portaging. All right. They have little smaller bridges just with a wood plank, and my evil twin left his mark on that bridge there. All right, I'm here where they combine the two branches of the Rouge combine. And there'll be another branch that will combine a little bit later. I guess this is in Dearborn Heights here, but... Oh, I thought these might have been prints left by Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's been compared to the cocaine bear, which I think is a great comparison. Scary, but accurate, actually. But no, I didn't see her running around, although she may have been here prior. What a real treat she is, along with that George Santos and ex-President Donald Trump, encouraging people to riot. There will be death and destruction. Lovely, lovely. Can we have an adult in the room, please? Jeez, oh, Pete. Does anyone in the Republican Party look and think about have their head screwed on straight is what I mean. I shouldn't talk politics, but even the Michigan GOP rep in Michigan, the lady just enacted, oh my God, what a real treat she is. Holy cow. But yeah, politics is a dirty thing, so yeah, don't get involved unless you want to muck it up. But okay, here's Ford Road, and there's a mosque down yonder. It's Altar Road. There's a few things. But here, even along Ford Road, if you want to walk, it's not the easiest thing to do either. Dearborn, there's my evil twin waving, but, or signaling, hey, we need to do something here. It's not easy to walk across here, I'll tell you that. That used to SME building, I think. It's South Society of Mechanical Engineers, but I think they sold their building to Henry Ford, because look at that. There's the flag for the community college, and all intents and purposes, that's doing quite well. And, yeah, there's the mosque, and I'm just a little kid at heart, simple mind, simple pleasures. I just think it's like a beer stein. The top of that would flip over, and then it could be like a missile launch type of thing. I can't get around that. It looks like you could launch a couple missile silos out of there, one in each tower. I don't know what they're called, but I bet you get a nice view up top. And then that other church, I think, is a Greek Orthodox church. Here, this tree looks like it's getting ready to bloom. All right, I'm just doing a loop around. It's SME Drive. So I think it is Society of Mechanical Engineers, and they sold that building, apparently. I don't know the specifics, but Henry Ford, and they have their buildings A, so they list them by number, so that's a good way of doing it. This is the K building. And that's the N building. Yeah, they all have a letter, not a number, a letter designation. Quick, easy, affordable. So you can get here by bus. They do have that set up okay. So here's a bus stop area. This is nice. A little sidewalk platform in front, which is great. But watch along here, Evergreen, there is not a sidewalk or a bike lane or nothing. And it's not like they don't have room for it. They got 3 lanes going north, 3 lanes going south. They could gobble up one of those lanes and do something with that. All right, and then a little just south of Henry Ford Community College is a campus for University of Michigan, the Dearborn campus. And so here's a logo here for science. Yeah, Republicans don't like the science aspect of anything either. They think global warming is a hoax. But I don't. I get on Republicans. I'm sorry, they have to get on board and get with the program here. All right, here's nice grassy median and stuff, but no sidewalk, no bike path, no nothing. But you got 3 lanes for the cars. Doesn't look like you necessarily need 3 lanes. You could probably get by on 2 or maybe even 1. I would suggest 2. Here's like you could do a Frankenstein hookup thing there with that transmitter. Okay, 45 degrees. This was Monday, March 20th. And their clock, my clock, I check it all the time. Their clock is just running a little fast, but I can deal with that. That's good. Sometimes people like to have their clock run a little fast so they're not late, which is not a bad thing. Here's a sidewalk going across Evergreen because they have student housing on the other side, so that's good. They have a sidewalk for that. They're good to go there. We are Wolverines. Trying to make it back to where I parked at the Clara and Henry Ford estate. Here's this is set up a bird feeder there, so it's set up. It's a multi-level bird feeder. Wink, wink. Now that might be a emergency alarm thing. All right, Rouge River, ours to protect. Now here's a trail that's going to run. I want to catch where the lower Rouge and the middle Rouge combine. So I'm going to run around and take a peek here. So here we go. So the Rouge has got like its maximum capacity here, and then it flows down into the Detroit River. But this is, the middle is on the left and the upper, middle's on the right. The lower Rouge is on the left-hand side. And some people are walking across the bridge there. But yeah, we're having like floodplain issues and all that kind of stuff. So it's important to keep this as like the nature preserve and make it for, when we have heavy rains, that the flooding doesn't become a huge issue like we had a couple of years ago. So that has to be on the ticket list of things to talk about, certainly. And they have, but like we're supposed to have a water retention pond in Dearborn Heights to deal with the Ecorse Creek, and they put that on a 10-year study, and nothing's happened with that since. And you know how the Ecorse Creek floods. I don't have to tell the people in South Dearborn Heights how that floods. It's it's like nonstop, like clockwork. If you get an inch of rain in 2 or 3 hours, it's going to flood. That's all it takes is an inch. If you get 2 or 3 inches, you got major issues. Our family used to live on Hanover Street, and that's always in the news when there's flooding. Okay, between the road and yourself, if you want to walk along Michigan Avenue, you can get pinned right up nice against the guardrail here, which is great. So I wasn't too pleased with that. And then you got an obstacle course here, like if you're doing the slalom. But yeah, the city of Dearborn certainly built for cars. I get that. Ford Motor Company has their world headquarters in Michigan. Not a problem there. We can build our city up around cars, but not everybody can afford a car, so a sidewalk would be nice, or a bike path, definitely. All right, so here again, this is the Rouge as it goes under Evergreen. And then Fairlane Town Center's there to the right. So, even if people want to shop and take their bike, if they work at Fairlane Town Center or whatnot, look at this. You got to go through here and then deal with all this underbrush. How do you walk through here and get there? They have a path that goes along the thing, but I think it closes at sunset. And then people are spooked anyways. They're worried about, people, you have to be safe around strangers and stuff like that. So you'd rather be out in the open, not out in the woods walking around. So they need to make a path through here. All right, so I made it back. They're open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So the grounds basically close at 6. So, yeah, but if you work at Fairlane or want to shop at Fairlane, geez, Pete, please. They can do better than that. Det.com is the website. All right, this is a great place to get gas. This is like the ringleader in the Dearborn area. I haven't seen gas cheaper than he or she, puts it out here. We'll check here. 317. This was on March 20th, but of course gas fluctuates a lot, so you'll have to keep checking. Oh, we're going to get into some more urban planning here. This is great. And I can't say enough, this young whippersnapper mayor, this is fun. I couldn't believe this, and I got this news because my dad shared a newspaper, the Detroit News, with me, and I was going through it, and I saw a nice article in the paper. Anyways, I'm gonna make a short story long, as I always do, but I'm gonna go up and through the parking deck. There's an east tower and a west tower for the parking deck. I wanted to go up to the top because the view is so much better when you get to the tippity top. So here we go. There's 4 floors, and you get a nice view. And the parking here is free. Someone else is already enjoying the sun. It was a great day. Here's a nice example of a smokestack there too. And then way off yonder, if you got good eyes, you can see downtown Detroit, the big city. Oh, yes, indeedy. I like that when you can kind of get a bird's eye view. There's the top of Henry Ford Museum, or what's it officially called? And then Gordie Howe Bridge. There's one pillar there, one of the towers. Well, the Tower of Henry Ford Museum, but Sacred Heart Church. That's the West Tower there. And then Village Plaza. That's another great white elephant that the city of Dearborn has to deal with and figure out what's going on there. And trust me, I haven't heard any news lately, and it's down by the tracks too here. Haven't heard anything with the Village Plaza. I'm going to need an update. But look at this barren land down here. Ain't nothing going down. And it's like, yeah, right here in between these 2 parking decks. What's happening here? I had questioned that years ago. Like, what kind of development will the city or a developer? I didn't know who owned the land, though. Turns out the city of Dearborn owns the land. At least that's the impression I get. We're going to take a look at the newspaper here pretty soon. You are watching Motor Capital, and we're all proud to be American. At least I hope we all think we are. Okay, Thursday, March 20th. What was the date on there? The paper's expensive now, $3.49. That's just crazy. I remember when it was 35 cents, but of course, I'm a baby boomer. And it's okay. You can say, okay, boomer. But here, look, Dearborn has spent $30 million on public parks, green infrastructure. Mayor Abdullah Hammoud on Wednesday announced the city of $30 million. You can have to do the speed reading. This is great news. Very, very, very good news. This is like urban planning, like a dream, a nice dream that's coming true. This is great. I highlighted this one. One park location will replace a surface parking lot, 22267 West Village, in between 2 parking structures in West Dearborn. Yes, I think I got the spot marked out here. I think I got it all figured out. Here I put in the address in my phone, and sure enough, it shows where I'm at. This is where it's going to go. There's going to be a park here. How cool is that? That is super duper cool. Yeah, and not just for boomers. Behind the boomers, there's a Generation X people might get into it. The millennials and the Generation Z. Oh, yes, all these other future generations. This is great news. So if you can speed read here, it'll add green surface area, rain gardens, but let's see. And they're talking about the Rouge, because it starts in Canton Township, and yeah, talking about the Rouge, maybe the whole waterway. We got to look at that. This is great. So I'm getting all sorts of information. Friends of the River Rouge, I'm going to check this all out. Expect more to come in the future. Oh, that was a great article. I'm glad I saw that. My dad gave me the paper. He reads the paper. Old timers, they really like the paper. I grew up with newspapers too, but man, I can't afford that $3.49 every day. That's nuts. All right. So yeah, that's going to help these businesses too along this area to have a nice park and put trash in its place. All right, so this is the west deck, and the parking's free. At one time, they were charging for parking, but they done good and decided that was not a good idea. So parking is free. Here's a Himalayan restaurant, Live, Love, Eat. Bar Louie's around. They want you to eat, drink, and be happy. Shop small. So Dearborn's trying to promote their shopping. It should be just called Westbourne instead of West Down. That's a little bit much with all that. Just call it Westbourne. The Lofts at West Village. I don't know what they charge. And this is one of my favorite drinking holes, the Moose's, because they have a martini special. They call him Marty, M-A-R-T-Y. I have a bear. I call him Marty, but he's M-A-R-D-I. Okay, so they have their happy hour. So I get their martini of the week. So anyways, I told the bartender there, she's a great lady, and told her they were having a park, and she was excited. She thought, well, that's just great. And it is. So yeah, this is urban planning Dearborn style. And this show only airs on public access in Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. But I hope there's a target audience that some people in Dearborn can get excited. They're supposed to have a park in by Salina in Eastbourne, and then one at City Hall too. So there's 3 parks here. Well, Window is down there, and they haven't boarded that one up in quite some time. So I don't know if those people are serious about rehabbing the building or not. The city of Dearborn said it's set for not set, but they announced that it's got to be demolished. And I think they probably appealed that decision. So where it stands now, I don't know. Like I say, I'm going to have to get an update. But yeah, here's a great white elephant in the West Dearborn area. It'd be a great place for village people to hang out. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to take a spin around and just kind of get an update. They have this security fence here. But yeah, I'm a low rider with my Ford Focus, so I got to watch the curb. But yeah, you can swing around back, and the lower Rouge runs back in through here. And yeah, it's certainly, the lower Rouge was the one that had the big flooding issues, but you got to be concerned with the floodplain and all that when you do any planning out this way. They got a parking deck, which is absolutely butt ugly, so anything, hopefully they would take that parking deck down. It is atrocious, one of the worst I've ever seen. Oh, and then there's wildlife back here. Not Marjorie Taylor Greene, but there's a deer, but I got to get a closer look. I was talking to some people in the area, and they said one of the neighbors feeds the deer. There you go. Why didn't I have my AK-47 with me? Holy cow, I could have nailed that. Yeah, there's a bunch of gun-toting activists that just think the right to bear arms means you can have a mass killing machine and have your AK-47. You don't need that for hunting and protection for your own home. A shotgun or a pistol or something like that, which should do just fine. You're not trying to take out 50 people. But here we go. I mean, we just can't get people. That's the Republicans again. I'm really on their case on this particular show because I'm not a Trumper and I'm not a Trump fan. I just wish he would go away. But yeah. And law enforcement, they don't like those AK-47s either. They don't want to go out and deal with a situation where somebody's got a mass killing machine. But then a lot of those police officers and the like are gun nuts too. They love their guns. I have some friends that love their guns. I mean, you can be a responsible gun owner. I get that, but we need to, going forward, we need something better than what we're doing now. Just saying. Some people probably want to get their gun out and take me out, but that's all right. You know, we still got freedom of speech, so I'm going to go with that as long as I can. But here are the Village Plaza, the backside, and yeah, so what happens here? I'll stay on top of it. And this is something, urban planning, it's an audience participation event. Everybody can put in their 2 cents or a penny for your thoughts, whatever. Here's my bear, Marty, M-A-R-D-I. He's a Mardi Gras bear. I just shortened his name a little bit. There's the bird feeder. I got to fill that up. But, okay. Then I guess I took a little nap or something. All right, here's that purple flower. Yeah. Purple crocus, maybe the plant name or something. But, yeah, that's like one of the first signs of spring. And that's my neighbor's house that has that. So I look forward to that every year. Then I might be able to put this snow shovel away. I'm not positive because we always get surprised. Usually, like opening day for Tigers is a day that we get snow. I hope not, but we have in the past. All right, there's the perfect family there with the lady with an hourglass figure. I love that. All right, here we go. Emergency signal. They said they were going to have a special one for severe storms. So I'm at Banner and McDonald, just a few blocks from where I live. And I wanted to see this thing in action, see this thing spin around. So at 1 o'clock, they were going to sound the alarms as another test. You know, we always have it first Saturday in May. But this was a special one for the severe thunderstorm or tornado. All right, I'll turn up the volume here, but I'm trying to see. I want to hear something, and I don't. I don't know if you can hear a little bit of the siren wailing. There's other sirens in the background that are wailing, but not, this one was not operational. And I waited and waited. This is 2 minutes after, and yeah, this is the one closest to my house, so I want this one to be operational. So if there is a tornado or something that comes by, I want to hear it, and so I can prepare and go in the basement and not get nailed by a tornado. We just had some recent. Okay, then it just stopped there. Okay, it just cut out. It stopped there. It runs for about 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, and then what the F? Holy crap, Batman. No, I want to be prepared if we have a severe storm. All right, so here is where I'm at now, just a couple blocks away at Telegraph. And I'm going to right near I like this sign here, Pat's Trailer Court. If you're on a budget, they have rents starting at $550. But this is right on Telegraph, US 24. And you can get here by bus, Smart Bus, which is a good deal. Oh, and if you want to get your AK-47, I guess you can do it there, which it's legal now, but how many more mass shootings are we going to have? And then people always scratch their head and, thoughts and prayers, but unless someone can point out if those thoughts and prayers are actually doing anything positive, I mean, really, I think we have to have some legislation. Thoughts and prayers only go so far. I'm getting tired of hearing that too, actually. All right, well, here's the fire station on Telegraph, and I decided, okay, I'm going to tell these people, hey, your emergency siren didn't go off. And I like this porch. They're aware of it. I talked to here I went, got my handy-dandy cheat sheet for the city of Dearborn Heights, and they told me, the fire station said, talk to the emergency manager. So I'm looking for emergency manager on here, but I don't see it. So I called the mayor's office, left a message there, and I talked to Bob Ancrab. I did well. He called back later, but apparently he's the one in charge. So I'm gonna stay on top of this and make sure. Yeah, I made like 4 phone calls before I got a response, which is good though. I did get a response, and so I'm gonna wait till April 1st, which is the next Saturday. All right, Marty lost an eye. It fell out. I didn't realize it, but I looked at the front lawn. Maybe he was partying too hard, had too many Guinness. But yeah, his eye fell out. And so there's going to be some emergency surgery. I'm not really a doctor, but I can play one on TV. So I got some light gray Dynaflex Ultra. Before I used Elmer's glue. Apparently that didn't hold too good. But placed a little dab there, and then Marty's laying on the front porch, and so his eye's back in place, but I said he's resting comfortably or whatever he says, but he's not dead. He's still keeping an eye on things. He did mention that I need to fill the bird feeder. So yeah, for some reason there's a lot of hungry birds in my neighborhood. Like I fill that up and like within a day it's gone. So anyways, he's going to rest there for a bit. The bird feeder's all hooked up. And, all right. Well, here I'm going to show to round out the top of the hour, we're going to get some live music. And I had wanted to see these people perform before at a established artsy place called Spread Art. And we had a snowstorm, so that event was canceled. But it's a trio of young ladies. The name of the group is called Shadow Show, and they're going to be performing at the UFO Factory. Some people might recognize this neighborhood, though. This is where Tiger Stadium used to be. And if you hit a monster home run, and Lord knows I did it all the time, they would fly over Tiger Stadium, the right field roof, and land on top of Brooks Lumber. Actually, it only happened a few times that somebody, but those were historic home runs for sure. All right, well, this place has cocktails, so, and here we go. I love their logo here. And, yeah, it's a factory. They make UFOs here. I didn't know that, but apparently that's what they're known for, along with good food. So, bar hours 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. They got a kitchen. All right, so this is early Saturday morning, and they're open. This is great. So we're going to step inside, and I'm going to be quiet, and we're going to listen to some music. have hot dogs here. I don't know. I think the kitchen, yeah, they were closed, but empty the grease trap every night. That's good. Old timers will know. Okay, Boomer, will remember this place is Hoot Robinson's, and yeah, nice little watering hole that you could step in before the game. But yeah, they have a upper deck here. It's closed until the weather gets warmer. I was trying to find out where they make the UFOs, but that I think is under lock and key. This is $5 to make you holler type thing, but these are a great thing for taking pictures. That's how we did it back in the day before cell phones came in around here. Getting near the top of the hour. I think this band, they're from Detroit, which is great, and I think they're Generation Z. Those people are 15 to 25, so they're probably around the 24, 20. I'm just guessing, but anyways, folks, thanks for watching. Have a great night or evening, day, whatever. Bye.